So event 1 is called Blackjack. So if you can see this, now I have emailed it out to everyone who booked on early enough, but if not, it might be worth jotting down what these are, just so you don't have to remember it. So if you haven't got the email and you haven't already written this down, then Blackjack is event 1. So we're going to start off with what we call a buy-in. So what you're going to do is, to start the event, everyone is going to do 11 chest to floor burpees. I'll give you a demo of what I want them to look like. So your chest to floor burpee is you have to put your hands on the floor, you have to jump or walk out, your chest has to touch the floor, you have to jump or walk in, and then you have to stand up, and I just want your feet to leave the floor in a straight line. So no jumps like this, you need to have a straight line. You don't have to jump really high, but your feet do have to leave the floor and you have to be up. So the reps should look something like this. It doesn't have to be a super strict press up. As long as your chest touches the floor, I don't mind if you loop it up a little bit and then kick it in. So you're going to start with 11 chest to floor burpees. Then we're going to go into the bulk of the workout, which is 3 rounds of 21 of everything every time you do it. We're going to do jump squats. So you jump squats, you're going to do a squat. I want your hip level, your hip crease, to come below your knee level if possible, or at least your hamstrings to go beyond horizontal. And then you have to jump. None of this. You have to be in a straight line when you reach the top, and your feet. You don't have to jump high, but your feet have to leave the floor. And you have to be in a straight line. So no half squats. It's not just jumping up and down. It's a full squat depth. So you're going to do 21 of that. Then you're going to come and do 21 tuck crunches. So the tuck crunches, your legs have to be straight. Your fingertips have to touch the floor. And then you have to touch your ankles. Then as long as your legs straighten, your fingertips touch the floor. So they can be nice and fast like this. Just for your health and to get a good ab workout, make sure your lower back doesn't arch off the mat at any time. So once you've done your 21 of those, we're going to go 21 per side shoulder taps. So you're going to be on a press up position, you're going to touch one shoulder, touch the opposite shoulder. So it'll be 21 per side. So it'll be 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be nice and quick, 6, and keep rolling it like that. So once you've done your 21 crunches, so your 21 shoulder taps, there's 1 round done. You're going to repeat that for 3 rounds. So you go straight back to the jump squats, straight back to the tuck crunches, straight back to the shoulder taps. And then you go and do the 3rd round. And then once you've done 3 rounds of that middle section, you have to do a cash out where you're going to do 11 chest to floor burpees to finish. And then you're done. So you've got 11 chest to floor burpees, 3 rounds of 21 jump squat, tuck crunch, shoulder taps per side. So it's 21 per shoulder. And then you cash out chest to floor burpees, 11 to finish. I'll stop the screen share and then we'll take any questions. So give me a thumbs up if you understand what you're about to do. Good. Any questions? Feel free to type them. Feel free to ask them. Go on, Joe, unmute yourself. You can ask.
Have you got a timer going again, or do we need to?
Yeah, that's a good question. So what we're going to do is we've got a timer, which we're going to display here. You're going to see the timer, hopefully, because what we need you guys to do, although the live stream, I'll turn the timer on once we go, but although the live stream is going to show all of you, if you go to speaker view, so the only person you can see is me, then it'll be a lot easier to follow and you'll be able to see the timer a lot bigger on the screen. So how we're going to score the event is, what we want you to do is we want you to have a look at the timer. If you've got your own timer and you've got a stopwatch and you want to check your own time, not off our main timer, but on by yourself, that's fine as well. So if you want to just do it on a stopwatch or a phone, that's okay. And when you finish the event, what we want you to do is we want you to say your name, event 1, and then your time and type it into the group chat. And we've got our trainer, Sophia Williams, who's going to log all your times down for us. So if you put it into the chat on the Zoom feed, so on this Zoom meeting, not into the Synergy members chat, don't need to say anything else other than your name. So it might be Claire Page, event 1, and she 5 minutes, 26 seconds. And when you finish the event, just look up at the screen. You'll see the little timer, or look at your own time. Does that make sense? Great. All right. Well, let's get the timer ready. Actually, we're going to do a little trial run just for technique. So if everyone could just give me 2 chest to floor burpees right now, let's go. And let's have a little look at how people are doing it. So your chest has to physically touch the floor. This can count as a little bit of your warm up as well. Okay, now I want you to give me 5 jump squats as well. So give me 5 jump squats. A few people need to get a little bit deeper on the jump squats to make them count. And then give me 5 tuck crunches. Don't worry, this isn't going to wear you out. It's good to do a little warm up. You don't want to start an event off like a rocket with your heart rate super low and then jack it up. Good, so make sure you got that straight legs. You have to touch your ankles and your fingertips have to touch the floor. And then give me 5 per side shoulder taps in the press up position. Let's have a little look at that. Just get you a feel for what the technique standards we want. You have to touch your shoulder. Don't stick your bum in the air. All right, I won't make you do any more burpees. Let's get you into just a brief warm up before we start. It won't be too much. It will just avoid anyone getting injured. So if you could give me 3 inchworms, so reach down to your toes. This is not part of the event. This is just to get you warmed up so we don't get any injuries. 3 inchworms, getting the hamstrings moving. And then facing the front, once you've done your 3, give you some side to side lateral lunges. And give me some Cossacks, so that just means same thing, but you point the toe in the air. Some hip openers, alternating open the gates. And then some front to back leg swings. And switch legs. All right, so I'm going to get the clock set up. So you've got 11 chest to floor burpees, 3 rounds of 21 jump squats, 21 tuck crunches, 21 per side shoulder taps, and then you finish back with 11 chest to floor burpees. And remember, you're on a little jump at the top of the burpees. I'm going to have the timer over here. I'm also going to have a little backup timer on my watch. So hopefully you can see that. Let me just adjust it a bit. There you go. Can you see that okay? Now I do realize it actually might mirror the timer so you can see it backwards, but you're all intelligent people. You'll be able to figure out what time it says. And you can also use a watch if you want to make your own time. So don't forget when you finish the event to type. Don't put too much in the chat. Literally just put your name, the event, and the time that you did the event in, and then we'll sort out the order. Now, what we're going to do is we are recording this both to YouTube and also just as an MP4 file. So at the end of the games, I'm going to check back and we're going to give little time penalties out for if you weren't doing the proper technique. So we're not going to tell you the results until afterwards, until we've reviewed the video. So you might feel like you can get away with it during the event, but you're not going to be able to get away with it when we're watching it on repeat. So make sure your technique's good so you don't get any time penalties, because I guarantee that'll cost you more than just doing it properly. Does that make sense? Great, but you still need to tell us what time you got. Great, and we can also check that back on the time, so don't tell us you did a different time. Not that anyone would do that. All right, So get yourselves ready. I want to see you standing up on your mats or wherever you're going to be. We're going to get ready for 11 chest to floor burpees, having to stand up at the top. And then you're going to go straight into your 3 rounds. Let's get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're off. 11 chest to floor burpees. I've designed the event so that if you were watching it, you can tell where people are up to based on who goes into the jump squats first. All right, Chris is into the jump squats, Charlie's into the jump squats, so is Joe. There are no men and female winners here. We just have overall winners. So we've got you mixed. It's all body weight. I think the women are just as fit, if not fitter. Remember, we want a jump squat. You don't have to jump quite so high, Charlie. As long as your feet leave the floor, that's fine. Tuck crunches. So you do need to have your feet leave the floor. Let's get that depth, Kira, so you don't get any time penalty. You've got to get the depth on the squat. I want to help you out. I don't want to give any time penalties out. I'd rather you just all do proper technique. And it's 21 per side on the shoulder taps. So at the moment, I think Chris and Joe are in the lead on the shoulder taps. As far as I'm aware, I think they're going to be battling this one out. Joe Harding's pretty far along as well, maybe in 3rd place. I'll breeze there. You know, definitely got a few people. It's the first one to go back to the jump. All right, Joe and Chris are pretty much level. Got 3 rounds, Joe, don't rest. You and Chris are level if you don't rest. All right, by the way, we have got a time cap. So we're not going to make you go forever. We'll probably time cap it at around 10 to 12 minutes. So if you haven't finished, you just tell us where you got up to. All right, so Joe's on tuck crunches, Chris. All right, Joe, so far we've got Joe McCarthy, Joe Harding, and Chris Lloyd as the top 3. Amanda's doing burpees.
I'm a bit lost with the numbers. I've forgotten them.
All right, I'll tell you, Amanda. So you've got 11 chest to floor burpees. Then you've got 3 rounds of 21 jump squat, 21 tuck crunch, 21 per side shoulder taps. And then you finish back with some more chest to floor burpees. So we'll let you bag those burpees you did and you can take them off your end. All right, Chris is in his final round of the jump squat, tuck crunch, shoulder taps. Amanda's multitasking, looking at the workout on her phone. Very good, Amanda. All right, we've got a few people on the jump squats on their 3rd round. We've got Bree, Joe, Antonia and Matt are doing well as well in the top corner. I didn't see you guys. You guys are actually pretty far along. Chris, I think, is in the lead. So Chris won the men's category last year. And if Joe McCarthy didn't rest after the 2nd round, she'd probably be up there as well. Though she does look like she's catching him now with some faster reps. All right, Chris is on to his 11 burpees. Chest to floor every time. Nice straight line when you jump up. He's going to finish in a good time. Give me a thumbs up, Chris. Put your hands out to the side when you finish. I'll give you a time. All right, 4:24, Chris. So we've got Chris in 4:24. Sophia, if you want to put that down, Chris Lloyd, 4 minutes, 24 seconds. Try and keep track of who's coming second. think Joe McCarthy's about to start a burpees, I think. Yeah, oh, Joe Harding's also doing a burpees. Joe, can we get a little bit lower down to the floor, even if it's like a little loop up, or Breeze on the burpees as well, if you've got a bad shoulder. Joe's on 455 or 454. Joe McCarthy, you finished? No, she's still going. Got a load of people on the burpees now. I think we've got Kira Bree and Joe McCarthy about to finish. Looking good. Oh, Bree's on 520. Joe McCarthy's on 522 or 521. Good job, Joe. Thanks, Chris. Charlie and Sam are finished. So people are pretty tight. Considering there's a lot of you, you are all very close to one another. Amanda, you've already done a few extra burpees, so you can take them off your 11 at the end. Great. Amanda, 550. Oh, not yet. Nearly there. 550. You done, Amanda? Great. You can just post your times in the group and Sophia will jot them down for you. Come on, Claire Page, let's fly through these. Get those 11 burpees done. We'll time cap it at 10 minutes. So if you haven't finished by 10 minutes, we're going to stop you anyway and just get as far as you can. But I think you're probably all going to finish or at least come close. Looks like Antonio and Matt are working as a team here. Let's see one of you go ahead of the other. You can't both be the same fitness. Good job. How was that, Lucia? Was that okay? You survived? Yeah? You finished pretty early, so you must have done well. Good job, Sarah. Sarah Kirkup's got the right idea. A bit of water, get the recovery on. Finish early, you get a longer rest. That's the cruel thing with this. Good job, Lucia. Come on, Matt and Antonia, you're doing great. So we've got a 10-minute time cap. That was a lot shorter than I thought. I was going to time cap this at 15 minutes. You've blown it away. Come on, Matt, get those burpees done. We've got 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Well done, though. That was great. I think we have Chris Lloyd who finished first. Joe Harding finished second. Unofficial times, because we will check the video back. And then I think we had Bree in third, and then Joe McCarthy in fourth. However, I do get this wrong sometimes, so I will put it live on our Instagram page. So if you want to see the results after, we're going to put them on Instagram. So if you follow us at Synergy Chester, so if you're not already following us at Synergy Chester, then go on and we'll put our results live onto there after the event. You done, Antonia? Perfect. So you both finished within the time cap. I think everyone's done. Great. Good work on that. That was fantastic. All right. Let's hear from someone. Let's hear from Joe McCarthy. All right, I'm going to unmute you, Joe.
Yeah.
How was that?
Good. I was trying to stay under the lactic threshold, so
okay.
pain in the arse.
Yeah, I saw you take literally a 3-second break just before you jump squats.
Yeah.
And then I think Chris just zoomed ahead a little bit.
Hey, that's fine by me. I'm not bad seconds.
Yeah. You look very in shape though, so I think you'll do well. I think when we get to doing the press-ups and stuff, I think you're going to excel on those rounds. So judging by those muscles, so great. All right, let's get you started in the next event. So next event, I'll share on the screen. We have the sprint. So a similar format again, in that it's going to be for time. So it's going to be like clock your time, write your name at the end of the event, just like you did. So you'd put, Bree, the sprint, just put Bree, event 2, and then your time again. And I'll share the clock on the side, just like I did. If you haven't already, write this down. So you've got 3 rounds. The first round is going to be 22 of all 4 of these exercises. So you're going to do 22 what are called prisoner squats. So your hands are going to be linked behind your head. You're going to keep your chest nice and open. And again, we want the same hip depth. Hips crease has to go below knee crease. Keep your knees out just to keep your knees safe and stand up. It's not a jump squat, so it's just nice low reps, keeping your chest open. Don't good morning it. Sit your hips down, and you've got 20.
Tom,
Yeah?
we can't see you. You're showing the screen.
Thanks for that. All right, here we go. We've got 22 prisoner squats like that. So hip crease below knee. So you've got 22 of them. Then you've got alternating reverse lunges. So you're going to drop, you're going to tap the knee on the floor. You're going to alternate legs. And you're going to do 22 total. So it'd only be 11 per leg. So if you just count every rep, and that's why we're going to alternate as well. So it's going to be 22 of those. If possible, if you've got a soft enough mat, I would like your knee to touch the floor, and it has to come up within at least an inch of the floor if you don't want to touch it, if you've got a hard floor. And then you've got sumo hops. So you've got 22 sumo hops. So I want your feet wider than your shoulder width, toes slightly out. You have to touch the floor, and then you have to stand in a straight line, and you have to hop. So it doesn't have to be a big jump, but your feet have to leave. So it'll look like this. And this is going to be more of a deadlift because you're going to touch the floor. So I'm going to keep your feet have to stay wider than your shoulders. You have to touch the floor, and then you have to be in a straight line. So none of this. You can't just hop up and down. You have to be in a straight line when you do the hop at the top. So you've got the sumo hops, and then the last one, this is going to be a new one for some of you. So this is the one, this is the time to listen up. So it's an up dog to X plank. It could also be a press up to X plank. I don't care which one you do. So you're going to lie on the floor. You're going to have your chest touching the floor. I'm going to have my feet slightly wider than a press up position. I'm going to come up like that, or you could come up, that's why I call it an up dog, like that. As long as your chest touches the floor and you get up, it doesn't matter. Then you're going to do a downward dog, and you're going to touch the opposite foot. And you can come back down and lie down. And then you're going to come back up, touch the opposite foot, back down. So you can either do it like a push-up, like this, or you can just snake it up like an upward dog and then loop it under. So physically, it's going to be easier to do the upward dog and then to kick through, to tap the toe. But actually, it's going to be quicker if you've got the strength to just do a push-up off the floor.
Tom, sorry to trouble you, but can I have something different?
All right. Yeah, Joe, if you could just go upward dog to downward dog,
Great.
that'd be great. Just hips touching the floor. Is that all right?
Thank you.
Great, no problem. And but what we're doing on this is it's 22. So you'll do 22 of the press up or upward dogs, but you're only going to do 11 per side. So you're only going to tap one toe at a time. So it would be tap one toe, 1 rep, 2. So you'll only end up tapping each feet 11 times each. Does that make sense? You don't have to touch both toes every time you come up. You alternate which one you touch. So that's round 1, 22 of those 4 exercises. Round 2 is going to be 18 of each, and then round 3 is going to be 14 of each. So things like the lunges, it's only going to be 14 reps total, so it's not going to take you very long. So that's why it's called the sprint. And again, this is going to be over probably for some of you in like 3 minutes or something. So it's going to be a very fast event. So my tip on this is don't save anything in the tank at all. You're going to struggle, most people will struggle with the upward dog to X plank, getting tired shoulders. It depends where your strengths are. So what I recommend is don't hold back on the 3 leg exercises, go all out, because you're going to get a rest cardio-wise on the up dog to X planks. Does that make sense? So there's 4 exercises. I'll just quickly flick it on the screen one final time so you can have a quick look before we go into it. Feel free to write it down. I have emailed it out to everyone that booked early enough as well. So 3 rounds, 22 of all of these, 18 of all of these, 14 of all of these, and then we're good to go. All right, let's get the clock back on. Same again, when you finish the event, we're going to get you to type your score. Hopefully you can see that clock well enough. I'll be keeping a vague eye. So make sure these squats, remember, we're going to film it, we're going to review it. If you're not doing low squats, we'll give you a minor time penalty. Everyone ready to go? Stand on your mat, hands behind your head so I know you're ready. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So you've got 22 prisoner squats. Full depth. Get those hips down. Kira, that's an excellent depth. That's the standard we want. Hands behind your head. Just link those fingertips behind your head. I'm not going to give you a time penalty for just doing minor things. But if I say a correction and people don't do the correction, I probably will give a time penalty. Chris, step the lunges back. You can count those, but step them, don't jump the lunges. Same for you, Joe. Step the lunges, Joe. So feet together, alternate the steps back. Joe McCarthy, don't jump lunge, step lunge. It's all right, you can count them, but. And then you've got your sumo hops, sumo squat hops. So once you've done your lunges, sumo squat hops, 22. So when you're doing the lunges, we're not doing jump lunges today, you're just stepping them. You can still do it quite fast, but when you do your jump lunges on the next round, just step them like this instead of jumping them. Little hop on these sumos, and then you've got that up dog to X plank, where you're going to go through, touch the opposite foot. Remember, your chest and hips have to touch the floor on every rep on the upward dog or push up to X plank. Bree, make sure that chest is touching. Claire, chest to touch, not just the hips. Claire Mallon, chest has to lie on the floor. That's it. Keep going. So your chest and your hips. So far we've got Chris on the prisoner squats, flying out in front. We almost had our old trainer Johnny in to compete, but he's having MOT problems, so we had to pull out last minute. Good, Joe. We've got Joe Harding in second at the moment. Come on, Joe McCarthy, let's go. You're doing great. You're in third right now. Let's see if you can bump it up to second. You got the fitness. Don't hold back on these, and then that's it, Chris. So we've got the stepping lunges now. Tapping that knee on the floor. Oh, Kira. I didn't realize Kira's so far ahead as well. Kira, they're perfect depth, so keep doing that. And if people aren't matching that kind of depth, I'll just give them a time penalty. So keep that kind of quality, Kira, and I'll make sure that the whole competition's fair. So you've got 4 exercises: prisoner squats, alternating reverse lunge, sumo floor tap hops, up dog to X plank. The first round's 22, so that would only be 11 per side on the lunge and the up dog. Next round's 18, and the last round's 14. So you're going to knock 4 reps off each time. Amanda's doing pretty well as well. Pretty far ahead. Chris and Bree, I think, are actually pretty level. They're on the same set. So, Bree, let's give Chris a run for his money on this one. You can squat, lunge, and hop just as fast. Oh, Charlie's pretty far as well. Charlie's on the same point. Come on, Charlie. this is your kind of thing, a sprint, not too long event, short and fast. It's got a push up in there. This is your event, Charlie. Straight up, Charlie, into the squats after this. Don't hang about. Good, Kira. So Kira's getting that full hip and chest touch on the floor. Good job, Antonio and Matt. Keep it working. That's better, Claire Mallon, getting all the way to the floor. I guarantee you're better off to do the rep properly and slower than get a time penalty for every rep. It would slow you down so much more. So, come on, Matt, let's keep you moving. That's it. Nice wide legs, feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. Good, Claire Page. Doing well. All right, where's Chris? He's on the hops. This must be round 3, I reckon. Maybe it's round 2. We'll see when he finishes. All right, I think Chris is coming to the end of his last round, and so is Joe, and so is Bree. So this is going to be tight. Chris finished 5:40. Bree finished 5:44. Joe finished 5:52. Joe Harding, that was. Joe McCarthy's, I think, about to finish. So you might find that these finishes swap once we have a look at your technique. Charlie's finished in about 6:10. Is that right, Charlie? Have you just finished, I think? All right, type it down. You can put it in the box. Just put it on the chat after. So we're going to have a 9-minute cap on this workout. So if you haven't finished by the 9-minute mark, we'll stop you anyway. I'm not going to be able to see where everyone's finishing, so just type it, your name, event 2, and then how many you've done. Great, good job, Kira. Kira, that technique was absolutely spot on as well. You won't get any time penalties in that at all. Joe McCarthy, well done. Didn't see you finish, but it looks like you worked hard. Good, Sarah. Kirkup, great technique. That's what we want. Again, no way you're going to get a time penalty like that. That's absolutely perfect. Good, Antonia and Matt. Doing great. You finished, Matt? You got one more round. Great, keep going. You got 1 minute 30 till the cap. So you still get a score. You just get a score for how far along you get, because there'll be quite a few people that won't finish potentially. Doing great. We've got 1 minute 10 before the cutoff. Get yourselves a bit of water if you finished. Make sure you type your name, event 2, and your time first. And then feel free to get a bit of foam roll in, a bit of water on. Good job, Sarah. They're great technique as well, Sarah Kirkup on that. Really good. That's what we want to see. Kira's getting the quads going. Well done, Claire Page. Going a nice shade of pink there as well inside. You're going to wish you'd started outside now. The regret. You got the shorts on still? Always. There you go. All right, we've got 15 seconds. Keep going. Good, Antonia. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1, and stop. So wherever you got up to, so you'd put your name, so I'd put Tom, I'd put event to 9 minutes, and then put where you got up to it. So it might be like round 3, reverse lunges, 5 reverse lunges or something. So you just put 9 minutes and then where you got up to by the 9-minute mark. Well done, that was great, that was really good. That was pretty fast. Well, to be honest, you did it. It was almost the same speed as the first one. A little bit faster for some people. Let's unmute Chris, see. Chris, what time did you do it in? I'm pretty sure you finished first.
5:40.
5:40, so yeah, it was. What time did you do the first one in?
4:24.
Wow, okay, so I thought the sprint actually would be a lot faster than the first one, but clearly the burpees weren't as hard as I thought they were going to be.
No, it's that sumo jump thing. That's what got me. Yeah, I had to kind of split them up a little bit. It was like, oh, I couldn't get 22 out in one go. I had to stop for a minute and carry on. So, for like a few seconds. So yeah, that was the one that got me.
Which event was harder, blackjack or the sprint?
Sprint for me. I enjoyed blackjack.
Yeah.
It was good.
Good, great. That's what I want to hear. What about you? Let's get Sam and Charlie. Sam and Charlie, if you unmute yourself.
No.
Hiya.
All right, which one do you think was harder, blackjack or the sprint?
The sprint.
Blackjack for me because I hate burpees,
The sprint.
as you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got good news, Sam. There's no more burpees today, so
Oh, that's good.
you're done with them for the day. That's not too
But
bad.
there are butterfly sit-ups.
There's only 22 burpees in the whole of the games. I think that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Butterflies.
Good burpees. Yeah, butterfly sit-ups are definitely going to be the Achilles heel. All right, I'm going to put you back on mute. All right, so we've got one more event left. I think we're doing great for time, actually. So we'll finish probably about 10:15, maybe 10:20. So the last event, I like this kind of format. It's like an elimination format, and it's called survival. So just while I'm chatting, I'll put it on the screen. This is an easy one to remember, though. So you can all see that, hopefully. So survival, it's a modified version of last one standing that we did last year. So you're going to do an EMOM. If you're not sure what an EMOM is, EMOM stands for every minute on the minute. So we're going to have a recurring minute timer. So a minute timer is going to start, and you're going to do 4, I'll demo these in a second, but you're going to do 4 shooters, 4 butterfly sit-ups, and 4 hand release overhead push-ups. So hand release, overhead reach push-ups. I'll demo those in a second. And then you're going to rest. So actually on minute 1, I expect most of you could finish in 20 to 25 seconds. So that'll mean that you've got like 30 to 40 seconds just to rest, because you're only going to restart on the minute every minute. So you're going to do your 4 of each of those 3 exercises. You're going to rest for the remainder of the minute, but then on the second minute, we're going to add a rep. I'm going to do that every time. So round 2, you're going to do 5 shooters, 5 butterfly sit-ups, and 5 hand release overhead push-ups. That you might only have 30 seconds left then. And we're going to repeat. We're going to do 6, 6, 6. Then we're going to do 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, and keep going until you can't finish the exercises within the minute time cap. So if you can't finish, so let's say we're on the 8s, and you don't finish your hand release push-ups before the minute beeps again, you'll hear the beep and you'll see the timer in the screen again, then you're out, you just have a rest, and your games is done. And then what's quite good is feel free to flick it to grid view when you finish, and you'll be able to see everyone else finishing. And then you'll see them or gradually the people that are moving on the screen will start stopping, and we'll just have 2 people left that are battling it out to finish. If they get to the same round, we'll give them a draw and give them equal scores or something like that. So let's just go through the movement standards that we want on this. I'll just check. Yeah, we've got everyone in. All right. So what we want is shooters. You're going to tap the floor in between your feet, you have to touch the floor, and then you have to jump in a straight line. So literally, you're going to touch the floor, stretch and jump. You can't do this. Your legs have to be straight, your arms have to be straight, and you have to jump. So we need that full stretch out when you're doing your shooters. So we're not just like hopping and doing this. I want to see elbows locked, hips locked, knees locked at the top. And you have to touch the floor every time. So you've got 4 of those. Butterfly sit-ups. The base of your feet have to be touching. You have to lie on the floor. You have to touch the floor anywhere above your head. And then you have to throw forwards, and you have to touch the tops of your toes. So not your heels, not your ankles. You have to touch your toes. So you can touch the floor, touch your toes. And you're going to do 4 of those. And then you're going to go a hand release overhead push-up. Now, I'm going to allow kneeling push-ups for those of you that need to do a kneeling push-up. But if you know that you can do at least 10 push-ups, you know, relatively easy, proper push-ups, then we'll let you do 10 push-ups. So I think definitely Charlie, Chris, maybe Joe, a few, you know, you can decide whether you're that person. But if you can do 10 push-ups easily, I want you to do full push-ups. If you can't do 10 push-ups, proper push-ups easily, then do kneeling push-ups. So if you're going to do the kneeling ones, it's going to look like this. Down, overhead reach, back up. So you're going to release the hands, and you've got a full lock overhead. Does that make sense? So full stretch, and then if you're doing full push-ups, it's the same thing. Now, let's try and not snake the push-ups up like this. Let's try and rise in a nice, rigid line. So overhead reach, push-up. Now, a lot of you are going to forget to do the overhead reach. So you've got to release the hands, full stretch, elbows have to lock, the back down, push-up, full stretch. Does that make sense? Any questions? Now's the time. No, great. All right, let's get the clock. So we're going to have a recurring minute, so you'll be able to hear the beeps as well on the EMOM timer. Yeah, we can wait for you.
Tom, could you just do the butterfly sit-ups again? Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Let me tilt this down a little bit so you can see it better.
Sarah wants you to show the shooter again as well.
Okay, yeah. All right, so we're going to butterfly sit-ups. You're going to get your feet touching like this. You relax your knees down. You're going to touch your hands above your head, throw it forwards, and you have to touch the tops of your toes. So as long as you touch the floor above your head, and as long as you touch your toes, good. You might slide around the room a little bit. And then we're going to do the shooters as well. I'll show you those shooters. Shooters are basically just touch the floor between your feet, jump in a straight line. So the shoot up to the top into a straight line, touch the floor. Is that okay, Amanda, on the butterfly sit-ups as well? Yeah, great. Sarah, is that okay on the shooters? You've done those before. All right, let's get this EMOM. Now, I've only put 16 intervals on because I don't think, because you're starting at 4, I don't think anyone's going to go that far. Well, that's my gamble anyway. So if you get to 16, the clock's going to run out. But hopefully you won't get there.
Tom, the clock's on 10. Oh, it's shoot.
It's all right, it's just backwards.
It's supposed to be on 10.
Unfortunately. It's on 1 minute, but it's reversing the screen. Oops. Okay. All right, let's get you ready to go. Oh, yeah, sorry, that's a 10-second countdown. You're right, it is on 10. Okay, we're going to go in. So you've got 4 shooters, 4 butterfly sit-ups, 4 hand release overhead push-ups starting in 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, and we've got a backup watch as well. And go. So you got the 4 shooters. Make sure you're up in a straight line. This is the time to iron out any like technique things. I'm not going to, there's no time penalty right now, but this is the time to get your technique perfect. And then we can sort it later. So when you finish your 4-4-4, just relax and stop. You got the rest of the time to rest. You're not going into another round yet. You're just going to relax. Last time I forgot how many rounds we're on, so I'm going to write it down now. 4, we're done. Okay, so you got 22 seconds. All right, so next up, you're going to go 5-5-5. Technique looked pretty good as far as I could tell. And we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 5-5-5. Looking good on the shooters, so everyone's getting the floor tap. People are doing pretty good jumps. I like the height. People are giving nice straight line. That's fantastic. So it's 5-5-5. Antonia and Matt looking great as well. That's it, Antonia. 100. Don't forget the overhead reach as well. I won't give you a time penalty just for forgetting one now, but as we get into the harder rounds, we will take a time off you. So you got to release the hands, full overhead reach, and we're on to the 5-5-5. All right, next up in 23 seconds, you're going to do your 6-6-6, 6 shooters, 6 butterfly sit-ups, 6 hand release overhead push-ups. I think we've still got everyone. Great, so no one's been time capped yet. I don't know where we're going to get to. Last year we got to 14, but it was different exercises, so it's hard to tell. I think we'll get maybe to the 16 actually. And go. If you're looking like you're really easy, I have got on my watch, so I can always keep you going on my watch, even if the iPad timer runs out. So if you're looking good, we'll keep you going. Joe, they look fantastic. Joe Harding on the butterfly sit-ups, great technique. Charlie, that looks good as well. Sam, getting there a little bit slow, Sam. You're going to have to go faster in the later rounds. You'll get away with it now, but you're going to have to speed those butterflies up. Claire Page is looking strong on the push-ups. Joe McCarthy's finished with time for a cup of tea still. I said you'd excel. As soon as you get a push-up in there, Joe McCarthy, you're going to excel at these. This is your one. You've got to beat Bree. I think Bree came second last year on this one. All right. What interval are we on? All right, we're going to the 7-7-7. Technique still looks good. People doing the butterflies properly, tapping above your head, that's great. Tapping your toes, make sure you touch. A few people touching their shoelaces. Again, we'll let it slide for this round, but when you do those butterfly sit-ups on the next round of 8, I'm expecting everyone to touch their toes, not their shoelaces, for the butterfly sit-ups. All right, everyone's still going. Oh, we're going to get far through these. If everyone's still going now, you guys are going to do well. Few out of breath people. All right, 8-8-8. Let's go. Chris got some good height. He's going to hit the ceiling there. Yes, Charlie, that's it. I think, Charlie, this is going to be a good round for you as well. Charlie, you got to get top 3 in this one. You got the push-ups. I mean, you are doing full push-ups, but I think you could do 20 full push-ups, no problem, Charlie. So, you okay, Lucia? You're done. You finished. Great. So on this one, Lucia, you put your name, you put event 3, and you put what round you got to. So put like 7-7-7 or 6-6-6 or whatever like rep you got. So not round 7, sorry. Put what number of reps you got to. All right, we've got 3, 2, and go. Good job, Lucia. Which one? There's a butterfly sit-ups. I'll ask you afterwards. Which one of them was slowing you down? I'll ask you at the end of the event. Good, Joe Harden. Technique's fantastic. Just got to throw that speed a little bit more, just so you can get the reps done in time. All right, Bree's doing good. It's hard to tell, really. Like, doing well doesn't necessarily mean finishing first on these. As long as you do it in the minute, it's no better to do it in 50 seconds or 20. Like, some people want to do it closer to the end of the minute. Some people are going to want to finish early. Joe McCarthy's a sprinter, I think. she finishes. Every time I look up at Joe, she's just standing done. All right, we're going 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's go. We're on, what are we on? What are we on, Sophia? Hang on, I'll work it out. Nines, we must be on 9s. I did that last year as well. Hopefully everyone else remembers because they've just done it. Chris will finish nice and early and tell me. Good push-ups, Chris. Okay, you just finished 9s though, Joe. Are you going on to 10s? Is that right?
It's 11 now.
All right, 11 now. Thanks, Bree. Sorry, you just finished 10. All right, everyone do 11. 11, 11, 11. Let's go. So 11, 11, 11. As long as everyone's doing the same, it's fine. You done, Joe? Good job. Just type which one you got up to, as in which one you finished on. If you could say how many reps of it you did, just in case people finished on the same one, that'd be great. Good, Matty. Though I can look back and see where you finished. So this is the 11, 11, 11. And then we've got the 12s. Some of you are going to reach my limit on the iPad that I put up. I just didn't expect you to get that far. I'll keep you going on the watch. I've got the minute recurring timer on my watch as well. So, all right, let's go. I think you're on 12, 12, 12 now. Quite a few people have just capped out. If you've just capped out, if you could put like maybe how far you did as well. So like Sarah Kirkup, 11, and then like put which one you're on, the butterflies or the hand release push-ups or something, whichever one you got to. Don't worry if you've already put your result, I can figure it out. So this is definitely coming to people's limit on what most people can fit in. We've still got Charlie, Bree, Kira, Joe McCarthy, Chris Lloyd, and Claire Page, all still going actually. So still a lot of you. All right. 3, 2, 1, and 13, 13, 13. Who have we got? All right, now we've got Joe McCarthy, we've got Bree, and we've got Chris Lloyd. So we've got 3 left. Yeah, you can unmute, sure. Feel free to unmute yourself. I don't think it'll switch. It just might, actually, don't unmute yourself because it'll probably switch the speaker view. Chris and Joe will have themselves on me on speaker view, so it'll, so they can see the clock. That's the only reason actually to stay muted. And Bree, sorry, Bree's still going as well. Looking good. Silent cheering. Yeah, you can do that clap actually. Zoom's got like a clap cheer. Good. Joe McCarthy's on it. 3, 2, 1, and go. You got 14, 14, 14. Done, Chris. Good job. All right, so we've got, this is what happened last time. We've got Bree, but this time we've got Joe as well. We're going to look at technique back on these. So I think both of you doing kneeling push-ups. All right, doing good. I think we've only got a round or two more and then they're going to run out of time. We'll see. Bree's on it today. Doing great. We're going to keep you going. So even if the clock stops, my watch is going to keep going. So keep going. We're going to go till one of you doesn't finish in the time. And go. 15, 15, 15. You done, Bree? You're out. Let me just check, Joe. Keep going for now. No one's moving. All right, Joe McCarthy, you're done. Well done. That was amazing. All right. Let's hear from Joe while she's nice and tired. Joe McCarthy, if you could unmute yourself, let's see if we can get anything out of you. How was that, Joe?
All right.
That was great.
Really.
I knew you'd do good at this one. I think it suits your strength. Like, you know, this is more of, I think actually, although obviously fitness is important, you have to be strong enough in the abs and the press ups to do the butterflies and the press ups.
My arms are shot though.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing, Chris and Bree.
Let's see. Thanks. Sorry, I just muted you. Bree, how are you doing? You okay? Let's see if we can unmute Bree.
Not great, no.
No.
I'm really glad I had that wine
You
last
look,
night, no.
you look like you actually had the fitness, Bree, to keep going. You bit ropey on the push.
I think my technique was going bad though, and I thought, if I try for 15, I'm just going to end up moving my arm, wafting my arms off the floor.
Yeah.
It won't even resemble a push-up by the end.
Yeah. It's all right. You need to get your camera angles right.
Yeah, that was brutal. Well done, Joe.
Yeah, well done, Joe, for that one. So, no, silent clapping. All right, I'm going to put you all on mute. Just mute you. Great. All right. Thanks so much for joining in with that. That was great to watch. So we kind of got unofficial results at the moment because I'll have a little check back. I've got it on recording. We've also got the live stream, which I don't know if it's working still or not, but hopefully it is. So yeah, this is kind of to celebrate the end of the lockdown and also just everyone who's been committing to the Zoom over the last, it's probably actually been more like 6 months now, hasn't it? But yeah, so well done everybody, just for like, you could have just stopped training and made an excuse and thought, oh, I'll just run or I'll just do this. But you've all like kept a really good balance between strength work. You know, you've been doing the yoga, flexibility. So I really appreciate it personally from running Synergy for everyone. Like, it's just, obviously it kept us going. We genuinely would have folded the business. I can guarantee we would have had to have like folded the business and stopped if everyone here and people who've been doing it wouldn't have been doing the Zoom sessions. We wouldn't have survived. So I really appreciate it. I think, fingers crossed, I don't know if I should say this live on YouTube, but we're going to be going into the new venue probably on Monday, the 7th of December. So we're going to give us a few days just to move in. So you'll have to just survive one more week of Zoom and then we'll be in the new venue. As far as I'm aware, though this is under debate amongst the whole country, classes...
If you want help, Chris, moving, just shout.
Classes should be allowed. Thanks, Joe. Classes should be allowed in tier 2, and personal training is allowed in tier 3, even if we did move into that. So always get you in for one-to-ones. And great, thanks for taking part, and we'll see you all soon.
Awesome, thanks, Tom.